Hey, Cam girl, this tip is for you. And tonight's tip of the night is keep your clothes on as long as you can. Yeah, I know what some of you may be thinking. What? Isn't that the whole point of being in the adult entertainment field? Soft adult, hardcore, explicit, right? This is what these guys are expecting. They're expecting me to take my clothes off. Are they? Or are they expecting you to be sexy? Are they expecting you to turn them on? If you turn them on, you don't really have to. If you continuously tease them, you don't really have to. I'm telling you what I know as a webcam model of 15 years, right? The slow money. Yes, mine's is slow. Well, actually, tonight it's been quick. I've been getting privates back to back because I cater to fetishes. That's another way you can definitely keep your clothes on. In other words, cater to the things that men like that's going to allow you to use your imagination instead of your body, right? It's going to allow you to use your mouthpiece. And oh no, I don't mean it in that way. But it's going to allow you to actually verbalize and vocalize what you are imagining. Be the fantasy girl. Speak about the fantasy. Talk about the fantasy. Be very wordy. More words, less taking off your clothes. You don't even have to be all that seductive. If you're a chatterbox, right? Like me, you're long-winded, then let's just say in your personal life, you're a little bit more long-winded than anywhere else. But in your personal life, everybody tells you know what? Girl, you talk too much. Girl, you so long-winded. Oh my God, here I can get to the point. Well, guess what? In the webcam modeling industry, it's perfect for you because this is when you can, and I'm not saying be a chatterbox, but this is when you can be extremely wordy to get to the point. For example, and keep in mind, you guys, I started off as a phone sex operator. So this is how you would play this out, or how this would be played out. You say, let's say he already has you in a private. Forget the free chat. This man has already paid. He gets you in a private chat. And here you are, you're sitting in your private, and the first thing he says, take your clothes off. Your response? Oh, baby. These sexy things? How bad do you want it? Do you want this sleeve to come off first, or this strap, or this strap? Oh, you can't wait to see these boobs, huh? I bet. When was the last time you seen a sexy girl like this before? Now, the truth is this. Some men will be like, you know what, hell, I don't feel like going through all that. But what I've learned about men, just generally speaking, most men want to be seduced, if not entertained. Everybody wants to be entertained. But we learned that most people, or some people, want to be seduced. Some people enjoy you taking it slow. It also builds a sense, believe it or not, it builds a sense of respect that you build for yourself in the industry. Because now these men, just like real life, they know that they can't just come aboard and just have you, they snap their finger and then you just jump to it. Especially if they've already paid. Your attitude ought to be, you guys like my new headphones? Oh my God. Okay. Your attitude ought to be, or your presence and essence ought to be, not attitude, ought to be, oh, I take my time. Oh, I cannot be rushed. A face like this, a body like this, nails like this, a look like this. It's not to be rushed. We're going to take our time, okay, babe? Right? Because what I learned about most men, they like being guided to some degree. Now, even to the submissive woman, even to the submissive cam girl, right? The one that plays more of the sub, most submissives, if not all, most are the main ones running the show. So although you're playing a role that you are docile and you are, you're being, you want to be controlled and you want him to lead and guide you, right? You still can set the mood and set the stage of, again, taking your time. That was my cat. She just dropped over her playpen, and I think she's going to get in her playpen because seems like, well, that's what she wants to do. Anywho, back to the naughty news, or updates, or tips, or whatever we want to call it. So, to say the least, y'all, all I'm simply saying is that take your time. Take your sweet, sweet time if you can. Now, some may get frustrated. Some may say, "Hey, let's get with it. Let's get it going." I literally had a private session for 2 hours, close to 2 hours of me talking. Now, I know that's a lot of talking, y'all, but asking questions, him asking questions with me, just a conversation, right? And guess what? I was this man's first time ever woman that he ever went to that was not busting it wide open. It wasn't taking off her clothes. But he stayed. And I'm going to tell you why he stayed, because I let him know, did you read my profile? Number two, in fact, I was sitting in a cafe when I did the private. For those that don't know, I go here and there and finesse, right? So my point is that when it boils down to you and your, what's it called? In fact, y'all, if you see my lips looking a little ashy, I just came out of a private from doing you guys know I have this one guy. He's a Red Bull guy, and he just loves seeing my lips like powdery, and it's a whole fantasy thing, which I'm not going to get into it. My point is this is why I cater to weird and bizarre fetishes, not taboo, totally different things. But anyway, so that's why my lips are looking a little crunchy, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, so I say all that to say this, ladies. Make sure and ensure that you're just conscious, that you don't have to be in such a hurry. How about that? You don't have to be in such a hurry to take your clothes off. Now, what if there was a movement in the webcam modeling industry? What if there was a movement that we just took our clothes off slower? I'm not saying not to do it at all. I'm not, in fact, like I've told you guys before, 98%, I didn't say 100, 98% of my shows are non-nude, right? Because I take my time, and again, I never do anything I don't feel comfortable with doing. Never do I do that. I think it's important that we don't do that as women, or some of the men that are in the industry as well, but that we're not so quick to do it, right? Think. Be consciously aware, especially to my young women that are in the business, because there is the future. Now people record stuff, they screen record stuff. When I first got in the business 15 plus years ago, I understood the assignment, so to speak. I understood the what's it called? The consequences, or the stone throwers or tomato throwers that would come. I already knew that. I already knew what would come. I knew the judgment that would come. And I still stayed prepared. But that's also the reason why I said, you know what? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In fact, that's how my great grandmother taught me. It is not what you do, it's how you do it. And so what am I really saying, ladies? Is that, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So make sure that you're not just so in a hurry to take your clothes off. They're going to judge us anyway. I mean, I'm still going to be put in the category as a 304 right here at TikTok. Don't matter. I get it, right? But that's their ignorance. Let them be ignorant, right? What I do know is I can sleep well at night. What I do, especially since I have my own bed now, just, for those that know my story. Anywho, I can do what I want to do, how I want to do it. And so I just want to come here and put this out here in the universe, again, as it relates to making sure that you're just mindful. Now, if you don't mind busting it wide open and you're comfortable with doing that, and you are confident in your body and your mode and your essence, and you as a woman, be it young or old, I'm just saying, us older women, we can kind of hold it. By the time you get 40, keep in mind, you guys, I'm 48. So by the time you get 40, in your 40s, late 30s possibly, but 40s and on, you don't give a damn, right? I've been in the webcam modeling industry since I was 29 years old. It was a little bit after I left my ex-husband. So I say all that to say this, again, be mindful, be consciously aware of what you're doing, how you're doing it. Also know that people can screen record, screenshot. I know there's many of you, I'll just hide my face, hide my this, hide my that. But when you're in something where you have to hide, that should speak volumes to you. If you really feel like you got to hide, it's probably not the business for you, This is why I put emphasis, try your best not to take off your clothes, because then you'll have a different perspective about it. Again, you're still going to get the judgment. Again, yes, some jobs that you may be going for later on may not want to hire you because of that reason, So all these things for you to be considered, because keep in mind, webcam modeling, even though, again, 98% of my shows is not nude, it is still adult entertainment, and 9 times out of 10, there are explicit shows. So it is expected that you do it. It's just how you go about running your own show. Okay, bye for now, you guys. One love, kisses. Got to get back to camming, and happy and safe camming. Bye for now. Kisses.